All right, let's dive into the psychology of money, inspired by the incredible work of Morgan Housel. You're about to see that getting wealthy has very little to do with complicated charts or fancy formulas. Nope, it's all about what's going on inside your own head.
So let's start with a puzzle. We've all heard the stories, right? Someone wins a life-changing amount of money, and then poof, a few years later, it's all gone. How does that happen? Well, it's not a math problem, it's a mindset problem. Now, this number right here might be one of the most important financial stats you'll ever see. 96%. That is the chunk of Warren Buffett's net worth that he earned after his 65th birthday. That is just staggering, and it points to a secret that has almost nothing to do with being a stock-picking genius.
And this gets to the absolute heart of it. Financial success isn't about what you know, it's about how you behave. I mean, you see incredibly smart people make the worst financial decisions all the time, simply because they haven't mastered their own psychology. And that's the code we're going to crack today.
So our first unlock builds directly on that idea of behavior over brains. We're about to look at the single most powerful force in finance. And you know what? It's probably not what you think it is. It really just comes down to this. Buffett's average yearly return is definitely impressive, but it's not magic. His real superpower was time. He started investing when he was just a kid, and he simply never stopped. He just let compound interest do its thing for over 70 years.
Okay, check this out. It might mess with your head a little bit. Person B invests for 3 times as long as Person A, but Person A, who started just a decade earlier and then stopped completely, ends up with more money. How is that even possible? It's because their money had more time to grow. The lesson here is huge. Starting early is way more powerful than investing more later on.
All right, let's talk about 2 forces that have a massive impact on our financial lives. And honestly, we just don't talk about them enough. We love to chalk up success to skill, but the reality? It's a lot messier than that.
Take Bill Gates. The guy's a genius, absolutely no question. But wow, did he get lucky. Going to one of the only high schools in the world with a computer in 1968, that gave him a crazy head start. Now, this doesn't take away from his hard work, not at all. It's just a reminder to be humble about success and to realize just how big a role chance plays.
So you can't control luck, but you can and you must prepare for risk. That's your financial umbrella. The whole goal is to build a financial life that can take a punch and survive a storm of bad luck. That means an emergency fund, diversification, and avoiding bets so big that could take you out of the game for good. You only have to get rich once. The most important thing is to survive. Okay, let's dive into one of the most dangerous psychological traps in all of finance. And this thing, it affects everyone, from the broke college student all the way up to the billionaire.
This is the true story of Rajat Gupta, a top-tier executive who had everything you could possibly want. His downfall is just a brutal lesson in a critical human flaw, the inability to know when you have enough. He always wanted more, and that desire for more completely destroyed him.
And here's why that happens. It's something called the moving goalpost problem. The second we hit a financial goal, what do? We immediately set a new one, just a little bit further away. We start comparing ourselves to the person on the next rung in the ladder, and all of a sudden, what we have just doesn't feel like enough anymore. The finish line is always moving. And this cycle is an absolute trap. As your wealth starts to grow, your desires and your expectations often grow even faster. So you might be richer on paper, but you can end up feeling poorer because that gap between what you have and what you want just got wider. It's wild. So how do we escape that trap? How do we get off the treadmill? Well, it starts with a huge shift in how we even define wealth. Society gets this completely backward, and getting this one difference right is crucial. This one idea could change everything for you. Ready? Wealth is what you don't see. It's not the fancy car, the huge house, or the expensive watch. No, that's just spending. Real wealth is hidden. It's the money you haven't spent. Think about it this way. Wealth is the car you didn't buy. It's the first-class upgrade you didn't take. It's all that income that you saved and invested instead, just quietly growing in the background where no one can see it. So really, every single day you're faced with this choice. You can spend money to signal success, to look rich, which is the fastest way to have less money. Or you can build actual wealth, which takes discipline, a high savings rate, and focusing on what actually matters. Okay, let's bring this all home with our final and maybe our most important section. If building wealth isn't about buying a bunch of luxury stuff, then what's the ultimate prize? What's the real goal here?
This chart just lays it all out there.
It reveals a really hard truth. The biggest enemy to our wealth isn't a bad economy or picking the wrong stocks. It's us. It's our own emotions. Fear makes us sell at the very bottom, and greed makes us pile in at the very top. Getting a handle on these impulses is the real price of admission.
And this brings us to the ultimate purpose of money. Its greatest value isn't about buying more things. It's about buying freedom. It's the ability to have options, to make choices based on what you want to do, not what you have to do just to pay the bills.
This right here, this is the ultimate dividend money pays. It's not fancy dinners or fast cars. It's autonomy. The power to wake up and say, you know what, I can do whatever I want today. That is true wealth.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? The challenge isn't just to pile up more and more money. It's to define what enough means for you. Because without that,